Hey everybody, Jay Barino here, and welcome back. We're playing Path of the Kaldorei. It's part of Warcraft 3 Alternate by Zaytanth87. On to Chapter 7, the Besieging of Dalaran. As you can see, I've already completed this map because Chapter 8 is unlocked, but for a number of different reasons, I have to re-record this. The number one of which is my microphone gain was set way too loud because Zoom just loves to reset my microphone settings, and if I don't remember to reset them back, and I have to just make sure I turn off Zoom's ability to do that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and replay this. The Besieging of Dalaran. The next morning at the gates of Dalaran. This mission is very interesting. It's also very difficult, which is another reason I figured I would just re-record it, because I did sort of slowly lose my mind the first time.
Dreadlords of the Kirin Tor, I am Arthas, first of the Warden Lord's demon hunters. I demand that you open your gates and surrender to the might of the Sentinels.
Greetings, Prince Arthas. How fares your noble father?
Dreadlord Antonidas, there's no need to be snide.
We've prepared for your coming, Arthas. My brethren and I have erected auras that will destroy any living beings that pass through them.
Your petty magics will not stop me, Antonidas.
Pull your troops back, or we will be forced to unleash our full powers against you. Make your choice, Demon Hunter.
I sense that 3 separate Red Lords are maintaining these auras. If you find and kill them, the auras will disperse.
All right. First and foremost thing is these Dalaran-specific towers are now these gargoyle spires. And what they do is they spawn these invulnerable but targetable gargoyles, and they tend to go straight for your artillery. And they'll also eat up our archers' shots like this. So we have to be very careful to not allow our archers to just keep attacking them. We do have mountain giants this time. Let's go ahead and just get a boatload of wisps, which is what we need for this part of the map. I'm going to come on up here and kill the one creep dude. One critical error that I made when I played this the first time, besides my sound settings being all out of whack, is I sold the Gem of True Sight. Well, all the Crypt Fiends have burrow on this map, which, I'm going to be honest, there's never been a single time in any single-player map where I've thought, the Crypt Fiends having burrow is exactly what this map needed. It's just one of those things that I just feel like is never needed. Wake him up. Okay, shouldn't be able to sleep anymore. And then we'll grab that health stone. But anyway, I'm not going to sell it this time, because one thing that was like really driving me nuts when I played this was the Crypt Fiends burrowing, and I just didn't have a counter. And I don't think I have anything that can detect. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything that can detect as night elves. Pretty sure. We're going to go ahead and get an Ancient of Wind. So we also have mountain giants, which are awesome. There's a decent amount of trees around this map. You do have to kind of go out of your way to get them. There's a lot here at the start, and then there's like specific areas in the city where you can get trees. Now, mountain giants are very different than abominations. They're definitely tankier, but they can't cannibalize, which is kind of a big key here. And they don't do nearly as much damage. They're decent damage with the trees, but again, those run out at after 10 hits. So yeah, this plays very differently, and now I'm playing it a second time. I'm still sort of struggling to decide like what's the right way to approach this map. Like, what should I be making a lot of? And I built a lot of mountain giants the first time, and that was a mistake, because again, they don't deal a lot of damage. But then you think, well, what do I have that can go into the field and not die? And surprisingly, I actually think Hippogriff Riders are a good choice here. We're severely discouraged from making anti-air units because their health is very low, but when they're mounted on Hippogriffs, they're not that bad, and then you can dismount them, and then you have Hippogriffs. I feel like Zaytanth really, really, really wants to make unmounted Hippogriffs happen in this campaign, so I will try to indulge that fantasy here. Just because you also get hit by decently large air attacks. And, anyway, I'm going to wait for the first enemy attack and push that back, and then maybe we'll make a relatively early move. I'm going to get a... I think we want to make another Mountain Giant. Let's go ahead and make 2 more Moonwells, similarly to previous missions where we don't want to accidentally go into high upkeep, so let's make enough Moonwells to get to 80. And we're already in low upkeep, so it certainly couldn't hurt to make more units. Okay, we're putting stuff to sleep. So that Bewitching Branch, or whatever the heck he has, the Poison Branch, is okay. But part of the problem, that what happens is then you end up putting single targets to sleep, and then your units disengage from them. So when you're fighting just one unit, like a hero, it can be irritating to have to spam click them, and then you might accidentally keep putting them to sleep.
Justice shall be done.
Is there something amiss?
Okay, so let's go ahead and grab Hippogriff Training. We're going to need that, and we're just going to want to mount up pretty much all of our archers, because our archers are not going to be great without being on a Hippogriff. So I think I will do that, and then just keep getting upgrades for sure. And we need a lot of lumber for upgrades. Lots and lots of lumber for upgrades, certainly. Now, I don't think the enemy actually will attack us again. At least they didn't when I played this the first time. They do have a lot of Crypt Fiends as well. That's another thing. When you're playing this map as Undead, you have very robust anti-air because you only need a few Crypt Fiends, and the web just pulls stuff down, and then your abominations can kill them. We don't have that option here as Night Elf, so this really makes you change how you approach this map, which I think is good. I think that's good. I've always said that's kind of the whole point of race swaps. I think this map is just quite difficult compared to its original iteration. It's not massively challenging or anything, but it just completely changes how it's played. Oh, and my music's broken again. It was broken the first time I played this, so you know what? Let's save and then load it up and see if maybe that fixes the music, because this was the third of my issues that I had on my first recording. There we go, where there was no music, and it just felt really, really uncanny and strange. So that's fine. There's also no trees around the front here, so there's nowhere for me to toss a sentinel up to give me decent vision. There's also a lot of good items on this map. I think we have to keep the gem until the very end at least, but Arthas certainly has a bunch of stuff that I don't need. That we can ditch as time goes on. The Ring +3 is fine. The Pendant of Energy is replaceable because he's not that dependent on mana. We'll keep the Medallion of Courage, and the Claws +9 are okay for sure now. And I quite like the Ring of Regen, but again, things could be better. So what I'm inclined to do is just sort of chill and not go up into high upkeep. Get all of our ladies mounted up, and then get all of our upgrades, because there's no other gold mine until you kill the first Dreadlord and then destroy an entire base. And at that point, the enemy will start attacking us with frequency, which I would prefer to just avoid. So again, we can just go straight up to +3 or whatever. I could even get another Hunter's Hall. I don't know if maybe Chimera would be pretty good here too. I feel like it's a really big investment to lose if they die. But see, 835 health isn't bad when they're mounted up, and they really do great damage. They really do. So get that marksmanship. All these upgrades cost more lumber than gold, so I think now is the time to get those started. And this is just +2, right? Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I think we want to upgrade the damage on our Hippogriff Riders, and then upgrade the damage absorption on our Mountain Giants, because again, they're not really there to do a lot of damage. But let's see what our supply is at after we get these last 2 birds, or whatever they are. Hippogriffs, they're like half birds. And I will say, I think mass ballista, not mass ballista, but getting a lot of ballista couldn't hurt either, because they shouldn't take damage from the field because they're mechanical. So that doesn't seem like a bad idea either. But the nice thing about the hippogriffs is because they're flying, what we can do is run in with the mountain giants and assume they're kind of expendable, and you taunt, and then you just snipe the Dreadlord with your hippogriffs. So obviously, Carrion Swarm is going to be rough on flying units because they stack up. The first time I played this, I tried to do it with a mixed force, and it just went horribly. It just went really bad. So, again, we're gonna do our best here. And I mean, I guess I should have just made another Hunter's Hall. It's just, you know what? I think I just will. I think I just might. It's just so time-consuming, and the sooner that we can get this going, the better. And we have a lot of lumber stored up. And there's also a shop up here, which is where I promptly sold my Gem of True Seeing, thinking I wouldn't need it. So I'm glad I bought it last time, but we'll just hold on to it. Sobi Mask is very good, but I don't even know if we need that on Arthas for the last mission. And I could have just rebought my Gem of True Seeing. It's hard to explain, but the footage will never see the light of day again because my microphone was like blown out. And I was not thrilled about that. So, okay, we want to get probably one more mountain giant. And then if we wanted to get another bird and another lady, that would put us into, yeah, we can't quite get there, but that's okay. I think this should be enough once we get all of our upgrades ready to go. So, you know what? Go Ultra Vision while we wait for this to finish. And then we do this, and then we do that. And this is still only +2, but we shouldn't need much more than that. Again, Chimera I feel like are good. They have a decent amount of health, and they outrange a lot of stuff. My issue in general, though, is anything that can attack air, which is not Chimera, but like these Hippogriff Riders, we have to be very careful we don't let them attack the flippin' gargoyles that spawn. Because if we let them attack those gargoyles, they're wasting their shots. I could also get my last 2 Moonwells now. And you can see, again, we're not getting attacked. We're just chilling. This beginning part certainly does not really feel like super difficult. It's just the, I would say, like, once I destroyed the first and second bases, things became very challenging because I just didn't have enough anti-air to contend with the air attacks, and then the crit fiends were burrowing, and then the gargoyle spires are just wacky and wild. It just slowly, it was like a bunch of little things that slowly grated at me until I was like, I'm losing it. But that's okay. We're going to do better this time.
Make it fast.
And there's music. And there's music, which is a big positive. I think as soon as this +3 finishes, we'll probably want to get going. And let's go ahead and get our last 2 Moonwells so we can get up to... so that we can go ahead and get up to 100. And then the other thing, too, is we don't have any forward healing. There are some fountains of health, fountains of healing, but in order to get to them, they're... Oh, they are attacking us here. Okay, good. Well, you know what? We'll just, we'll go ahead and we'll attack after this. And we'll get this show on the road. Let's hotkey our Hippogriff Riders and have them kill these. There and there. And now we can get another one because we lost a Huntress. The map is also quite large, so it's kind of hard to figure out where the enemy can attack from, but then also where you want to move your production to. I think eventually we're going to want to uproot our Ancients and attack with all of them.
I stand ready.
Okay, this is actually working out pretty good, because then what we can do is get our last 2 upgrades with our 2 Hunter's Halls, but we don't have enough gold quite yet.
On your mark.
Okay, Bird. They take close to the same amount of time to build. So here, let's heal you. You're going to die in this attack, but that is what it is. Okay, let's quick say we'll roll up with our catapults as well, and let's
The night is my strength.
let's get this show on the road.
Certainly.
Waiting on you. To the skies.
Keep going, Mountain Giants. Go ahead.
Hold on. To the skies. Fire.
Okay, that's some good damage, I would say.
To the skies.
And I'm just trying to focus on some of these support units. You can see we're getting pulled down quite a lot as well. Okay, we gotta kill this guy before our... There we go. Before they die. They are not dead.
The Dreadlord has been killed. The first aura is dispersing.
Okay, I'm gonna back up and heal with my Moonwells.
All too easy.
And we're gonna go ahead and make more... Actually, no, we're not gonna make more Hippogriffs. I think this is where we want to make more Ballista and just normal archers because there are... The enemy base is quite large. We're gonna get another Ancient of War as well.
Your move. Hold on. Take wing.
Okay, good. Heal me up. And now we can get these two, which is just pretty much our full bank, but we're going to be 3-3 before we even get that far into the map. Now, again, the enemy base is quite large, so I have to decide how we want to proceed with that. Even getting one bear to roar could be pretty good. I queued up extra glaive throwers, right? Yeah. Just feels like glaive throwers don't do as much damage as other siege weaponry, but maybe I'm just... I don't know. There's something in my brain that's causing me to think that. I'm not sure what. Maybe it's true. I don't know.
Justice shall be done.
Okay, now we're into high upkeep, and we just had insufficient gold, so that's not good.
To the skies. All too easy.
But you can see there's no easily accessible trees anywhere right around here, so we have to...
Of course.
If we want to be able to pick up trees, we got to go out of our way to pick up some of these.
The Kirin Tor keeps these creatures caged for study. If they were to be released, they would cause our enemies a great deal of pain.
Did Kel'Thuzad just put that Banshee to sleep with Fan of Knives? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Okay, let's pick up some trees and trees. Good. Then we get some corpse golems. These are actually pretty fragile. They look cool, but they die pretty fast. Let's go ahead and move these up. And I built another one, and then I built some huntresses to sort of fill the gap in my army. I really wish we had dryads, but those I feel like are meant to be part of the Legion because they are like keeper offshoots, or maybe we're gonna get them in the final mission. I don't know.
For honor.
It's tempting to run these dudes back to heal them, and I'm afraid that as soon as I do it, I'm gonna get attacked. I feel like my heroes can handle enemy attacks, though. All right, we're fully maxed, and again, we're stuck on 1 gold mine, so we got to get going here soon. I'm pretty sure, though, like, as long as we don't destroy this enemy base, then the other enemy base will not attack me. Until, again, I basically trigger them to start coming at me.
Goddess, light my path.
Okay, and we're maxed, so I think we should go ahead and go. I think this is a much better composition than what I did originally, which, again, you all, I know, didn't see, but I think this is much better. I guess what I could do is just uproot my ancients and move them now. This was another thing, is when I was playing, I realized I needed to move my stuff up, and it was just agonizing to wait for them. Now maybe we just want to do it a little earlier, a little further in advance. And I think what we probably want to do is kind of chill back here by this fake fountain, and then draw the enemy to us. Kill their defensive force, then we move in, and we want to just sort of keep our glaive throwers chilling in the back. These dudes, again, they're pretty fragile, and also Corpse Explosion does friendly fire, so I don't think I'm going to use it. Oh, okay, here they are. So let's taunt. And then KT, go ahead and use Fan of Knives. We're going to taunt with the other one instead. And I'm going to use Avatar Vengeance. And a big key here is making sure that my glaive throwers are in the back and not getting murdered. I'm not going to use... Oh, well, you know, I'll use that, but I am not going to use my glaive throwers, or I don't want to move them forward, and I'm not going to use Demon Form because I need it to help destroy buildings as time goes on. See, this guy just gets completely dusted. Just keep using Fan of Knives. Okay, and we did blow through that defensive force, but it was huge, as you saw. And again, I would stress again that a big issue here is that my I don't have much healing potential unless I built bears to rejuve, which is not, you know, it's very supply heavy there. So let's just start picking buildings and attacking, and let's go ahead and demon form and then pick a building and just start attacking it. And just throwing down a taunt every so often on our mountain giants. We have to kind of treat our mountain giants as if they're just expendable, straight up. There's more of these gargoyle towers up there. I think we just want to ignore those. Okay, and that, you know what, that's okay. Low upkeep is actually quite good here, I think. There we go, and let's dip in and destroy this. As long as we build our, or as long as we move our production further up like this, and I'll build more production buildings, but as long as we build it up here, then we don't have to worry about rallying flying units over those gargoyle towers, and we never have to destroy them, except we just start attacking something up there, so let's be careful.
Our warriors have engaged.
Okay, I think a big key here that made this better is I specifically did not put my glaive throwers in harm's way earlier than they needed to be. It's very, very key. And then we also are accruing way more lumber than we need, which was, you know, a specific choice early on in the map. So instead, I'm going to move up here and build some ancient protectors, and we need that. We need to leave them, not turn them into the ancient ravagers, because those can't attack air, which is a significant thing. Oh, and I never got Nature's Blessing, which would have allowed these dudes to walk faster. See, this is all stuff that, again, it was just over time I learned as I played this for longer. It just sort of became a thing where I was like, oh, this is a better this would have been a much better strategy if we did it this way.
Waiting on you. Take wing.
So, like, the other thing we would want to do is build some forward moonwells so that we have some healing potential up here. And then these wisps will be straight up consumed. I don't think... I mean, now I don't have that many wisps on lumber. 6? I mean, that's still more than I probably could ever need, but it's still, you know, it's still a lot. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and root these dudes up here.
Your move. Hold on.
Now, let's fly down and around, and then we're going to remake our archers. Now, one thing up here is we could probably snipe this dude exclusively with flyers if we're careful and willing to just let them die, to just dive in and do it.
Research finished.
So I think that's what I'm gonna give that a go, just to bring the field down, and then we can stay in our base and just sort of chill. 5 glaive throwers is really eating our supply, that's for sure. I do like how the not the creep, but the, you know, there's a recession here of the bad stuff. Okay, hippogriffs, and then, yeah, this is coming up. And we'll get that saturated later. Okay, cool. So fly back up and around, and then we'll have some front moon wells to help heal. Start building wisps to get this saturated.
Waiting on you.
And really, what's next? We didn't lose any of our mountain giants. They are beefy boys. They are very beefy boys. I like them a lot. They're just...
Hold on. I stand ready.
Very expensive, and they take a long time to replace. So I think what we want to do is probably wait for the next enemy attack. Wisp there. 2 more to get that fully saturated. And then once we take the next enemy base, we probably want to go ahead and get it, get that built up pretty much as soon as possible as well, and we can take all of our wisps off lumber just to saturate that gold, because by that point we shouldn't need any more.
Waiting on you.
Okay, another archer here. I think we're going to need more.
Time is now.
We're going to need more. I think there are more gargoyle towers up here, too.
Certainly.
So let's maybe dip in and kill them with our heroes.
Betrayer of the night.
Because what else is he doing?
Justice has come.
I've been thinking. That sounds logical.
I see.
Is there something amiss?
Good sleep, good sleep.
You call.
The concept of these towers are very interesting. I think maybe what could make it feel a little better is maybe if the gargoyles were not targetable. It wouldn't feel quite as bad to feel like you have to excessively micro in order to stop your units from attacking the stuff that pops out of them. It makes them like much more difficult straight up than like the normal mage towers. So again, it makes it more difficult in a surprising way. Okay, that's fully saturated. Good, good, good. Our Moonwells are starting to get their mana back. I have to run all the way back if I really wanted to, and I don't. So instead, we're just going to build... Well, we could afford 2 more. 3 more? 2 more, I think. Right, because 1 mounted Hippogriff is 4 supply, 2 and 2. And it's like, we built these ballista to burn through the enemy base, but now I sort of wish that we didn't have them anymore, you know? Allows them to cast Fairy Fire while in Stormcrow form. I'm not sure if Stormcrows would be good here. Again, the thing with Stormcrows and normal Hippogriffs, it's just the supply opportunity cost. If you have an exclusively anti-air unit, you know, that supply is just not that robust. It's a big issue in my opinion. Okay, yeah, keep getting your mana back. And my heroes don't have orbs either. I was kind of hoping we would find one on this map, but as I looked around, I never found one. I did find an area with like a bunch of tomes, though, but only Kel'Thuzad could get to it because of Blink, and then we don't get Kel'Thuzad. I mean, that'll give him some health for the last mission, right? Okay, let's save. I don't know how this will work. Hopefully this goes okay. I meant to just quick save.
Hold on.
Oh wait, no, we have to finish destroying this. But we killed the other units. I'm just gonna dip in there, lure the gargoyles out, and they'll follow me all the way back to my towers. We kill them. Or we ignore the gargoyles, but I think that's a mistake because they do really good anti-air. Honestly, if it were up to me, if I had to choose one unit like exclusively for anti-air, I think I would pick gargoyles. See, I'd be afraid to engage these with Hippogriff Riders because in theory they would lure way more. Okay, this is fine. Dip out. And then the rest of them are asleep. And Carrion Swarm, I don't know if Carrion Swarm can attack air, actually. We're about to find out. We want to go to the other side of him and push him this way. I mean, the main thing is, yeah, he's just going to slowly put every single unit to sleep. Yeah, okay, he tried to Carrion Swarm. There we go. So now there's no more field.
The second Red Lord has fallen. Only one cursed aura remains.
I really feel like that's... If I had to guess, like, when this was crafted, like, this was crafted with that in mind, in order to specifically make the player, not make the player, but ask the player to build air units to snipe that one. That's the impression that I get. I might be way off, but it really seems like that was the case. I'm just going to come back here and heal at these Moonwells, and then give these more of a chance to build up. And we're still maxed. Actually, I can get one more. I don't think we want more Hippogriffs, actually. We could build a bear just to... No, we don't have enough supply. We just need some more beef in the front to do some damage. But now we go and kill the other enemy base. I think, I guess, too, this map is like asking for a lot of different potential strategies. You need the anti-air. You need your own air units to maybe do this part of the map because it's a lot harder without. You need some sort of detection. It's just a lot that's pulling from your potential supply, which I think makes this, you know, more and more difficult. I think what I want to do is we can move up and we can secure this.
Research finished.
We can secure this. This is what I was thinking of. Oh, these dudes can attack air. Eventually, they'll start sending 5 to 6 destroyers at you. It's pretty substantial. I will take Poison Branch and then move up with Kel'Thuzad so we can see these things because they can burrow also. Then move up here.
Our gold mine is running low.
If you leave these things alive, they'll just pop out later and attack your forces that are on their way to reinforce. So what I would like to do is wait for the next enemy attack coming out of this base. We could also lure them to us if we wanted. There's some stuff to get up here as well. Let's focus on destroying the enemy base first. And they are going to continue to send those destroyers our way as well. So I think what we'll have to start doing, we can bring these wisps up and make more and more Ancient Protectors. Their flyers shouldn't be able to get through Ancient Protectors. They are pretty good, especially with the extra armor, so I think we'll be okay. Slim pickings for trees. We can come down here and try and pick some stuff up. I mean, we're already holding trees. I don't know how much is left on them.
I stand for the night.
We got a little area up here of units. Let's go ahead and use our heroes to kill these.
I'm here to help.
Basically, I feel like I have to be like way more meticulous on this mission compared to all the other ones. It just feels kind of out of...
And we can turn our enemy's own weapons against them.
It feels a little out of whack comparatively, is how I would describe this map. Just because you have to account for so many different potential scenarios, and if you miss one, then like you're in for just some irritation.
I'm here to help.
Also, Poison Branch, cool idea, but again, at times can be a little frustrating when you just want to kill one unit and you're trying to right-click them and you just keep putting them to sleep over and over. Because 15% is not anything to sneeze at. We're still cursed. And we don't have a... That's the other thing. We don't have an easy... Pennant of Mana is a direct upgrade here.
Have engaged the enemy.
Oh, there's the enemy attack. The other is Scourge Bone Chimes, which is very, very good. Okay, we're fighting under the fountain. So I'm pretty sure that no matter what happens, we're going to be in great shape. And again, without Dryads, we don't have an easy method to purge. We have to... unfortunately, what we have to do is sacrifice wisps, which is that's a tall order. We do have an open slot here, and I think one of these is Scourge Bone Chimes. At the end of this map, I think what I'll do is make sure that I organize my inventory so that everything that I want is on Arthas, so that we don't have to worry too much at the start of the next mission. Or maybe we want to give them all the trash so that we can sell it.
Gold mine has collapsed.
Okay, now everything is cursed, unfortunately. Gold mine is collapsed. Let's go ahead and get these wisps up to the front.
Is there danger? Feel my wrath.
Get me some trees. And then once he wakes up, we'll use Avatar Vengeance. Then we move in with everybody else. And then there's all these gargoyle towers in the back. And this is what's going to absolutely ruin our... Let's snipe this dude. This is going to ruin our air units. But in theory, I won't need as many air units at this point. So let's build some Huntresses and just sort of keep these dudes in the back. We're going to use my ballista to snipe these things. And there's really not much to be used right now. And it's just the nature of the beast. There's really nothing we can do to stop these things from attacking my ballista, so you just have to sort of sacrifice your siege weaponry a bit in order to target these things. I guess one thing we could have done is just not rolled into range of the Black Citadel. All right, that thing is dead. So now we focus on the Black Citadel, and I'm pretty sure we're in good shape. Well, you're netted, so we can't help you. Oh, for some reason it's not attacking them now. Just stay back, ladies.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy. Make it fast.
Okay, and I move these wisps up so that we could start building in this base. Okay, well. Okay, I cannot stress how much better this has gone, this attempt, just because I was prepared with the detection and I was prepared with the anti-air for those destroyer attacks. The question is, what do I want to be able to destroy the last dude? Getting to the last base is kind of impossible because it's in the middle of the anti-magic field. So that's just not in the cards for us. I see this being rebuilt. But lots and lots, there's so many enemy structures in here, my goodness. But what I'm going to do here is actually make Ancient Protectors with these Wisps for the Destroyers that come in. And then we'll build new Wisps for the Gold Mine.
As the goddess, a sacred grove is being desecrated.
I said something was attacking me, but I don't know what. Okay, and we're in low upkeep again. I'm chill with that. Oh, it's yeah. Every time they spawn a unit, they are like, "Oh, I want to attack that dude." Let's go to move these wisps up. We can repair a little bit again. I really don't need any on lumber anymore. We can leave a couple. So let's move all these up. That way they can repair. We can build another Ancient of War, and then we can just immediately saturate this gold mine. We can backtrack and get this. The enemies will start attacking us soon from this base. Let's get one. Let's get one more Hippogriff Rider.
Take wing.
Okay, I don't care about the Pendant of Energy. We could sell stuff that's on the ground. Nice. I think the key, too, is, again, this is just something that I know now, which is when you're attacking, bring other units with your heroes. You can't just creep exclusively with the heroes, because if Kel'Thuzad keeps putting them to sleep, then that's, you know, that's when things begin to get frustrating. Let's ditch the Health Stone and grab the Boots of Quel'Thalas. Heretic, huh? Okay, well, we get some... Well... That's bad timing. Anyway, come back quickly. I guess come on back here and sip.
Point the way.
And my heroes really shouldn't be going off the beaten path anymore, so we should be okay against attacks like this. Darn. I tried. Okay. And yeah, the amount of curse in this campaign really is difficult to deal with. Because we just don't have a dispel that's very good. Okay, good job, buddy. You can come on back now. Okay, now my heroes will be available to help us and make sure that we don't lose, so I'm less concerned. I'm going to build some more wisps up here just so that we can build some additional moonwells. Ooh, well, I did not mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. This one. Now he's got to re-entangle. That's fine. Move your butts up here. You'll move a little bit faster at least. And we're still in low upkeep. We're living the dream. I think our heroes alone can, you know, make me feel a lot safer versus these larger enemy attacks. The enemy attacks also feel very large compared to the original. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'd be interested to hear, like, is this just the same? Is this actually the same amount, like 1-to-1 with the original attacks on this map? I would be surprised if that were the case, but maybe it's true. It's all I'm saying is it's possible.
I'm here to help.
But I would be surprised. The only thing left to get on this map, I think, I got the Scourge Bone Chimes and the Boots of Quel'Thalas,
A sound plan.
is...
Of course. Is there danger? I'm here to help.
I think we just want to get the those tomes, which I can grab with Kel'Thuzad once we get a little closer to the end.
Death shall come.
Dude, this poor lady is basically dead. Let's do something like this. Cool. We can make one of them an Ancient Ravager, but anti-air tended to be my issue previously.
Is there something amiss? You called?
And we do, I mean, the Scourge Bone Chimes are nice. We are getting some return from those. These gargoyles are invulnerable. Okay. Then these folks are on their way up. Let's go ahead and get another Ancient of War. This is my chance also. I could get a Chimera Roost, just because I'm curious to see if that would be worthwhile. I'm not really sure what else to build. I mean, an Ancient of Wind, maybe?
I am sworn to
Save this Huntress. She's been hurting, okay?
The night is my strength.
Okay, we got some spiders and we got two frostworms. That's pretty substantial. I should have maxed out before I did that.
I've been thinking.
Okay, Kel'Thuzad, go ahead and get healed up.
Painful choice. Indeed. Yes, right away.
Okay, cool. And then we'll make you an Ancient Ravager.
Justice shall be
And just like that, I think we're in decent shape. Let's just root these dummies and then
upgrade finished.
hotkey all of our production and then go for the win. I think if we just made like 12 Hippogriff Riders, we could just go and snipe him. That would be one thing as well. Quick save. This mission has me a little scared about the final mission, though. Unless they're like spawned or something, we won't be getting attacked by the invulnerable gargoyles. Because that makes pushing into bases a lot harder, because it makes all of your anti-air attack something that is just, it makes them, like, it kind of nullifies their attack completely, unless you very explicitly micro every single unit's interaction, which is, it's asking a lot, right? I'm not saying, like, absolutely not, don't do that, but it's, you know, it's pretty substantial, I think. Okay, this is all looking good. Let's just do something like this. I have 2 glaive throwers. That's not bad. We do need to be able to kill more of those gargoyle towers. I mean, we don't have to, though. That's the thing. We really don't have to. It would be good to. Yeah, sure, we'll get Corrosive Bile as well. And we'll make a Chimera. I feel like I could just kill these spiders. They're not really that worthwhile, are they? You know what? Well, okay. Maybe let's wait for the next enemy attack. We'll have losses, and then we want to push into
the night is my strength.
This little area here.
Certainly.
I feel like they're probably going to be attacking us here at any moment, so... You know what, though? We have all the stuff set up that we need.
You called.
Honestly, killing these Banshees is kind of critical. Before all of our other units show up. Okay, there they are. Maybe what we could do is use the Frostworms to hit these Gargoyle Spires, maybe? Could be a good idea? Oh, never mind. These absolutely take damage from the field. It said living units. These are glaive throwers. You know what? Before you die, see if you can maybe pick off one of these. Every fewer one of those that exists is a positive for us. If we could pick off this one, that would be big, but again, I sort of doubt it. They're all about to die. Okay, honestly not bad. I feel like the best we can do is... I mean, we're sitting on top of the healing fountain, but I don't think we can actually out-heal the damage that we're taking from the field. Let's maybe take a look. The Hippogriff Riders do out-heal it because their max health is not bad. Because keep in mind, Fountains of Health heal you for your max, like, based on your max health. Fan of Knives doesn't work on air units. He's right there. You know what I'm going to do, actually? Let's just use him. Okay, and there we go again. No anti-air to deal with this. I feel like I'm back at my first playthrough. But that's okay. I deserve this.
Insufficient gold.
And we don't have the gold for it either. Let's just back up. Once we kill these, we should be able to just dive in and kill Antonidas with what we've got. Especially because we took out 2 of those towers. The Banshees are a bit problematic. I should have dismounted my Hippogriffs. You know what they say. When in doubt, dismount your Hippogriffs. Oh yeah, he can attack air now because he's metamorphosized. Okay, that's not bad, and I'm pretty sure that my Ancient Protectors can deal with this.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy. In position.
What do we make? Again, we're hurting for gold right now. Can't cancel these, actually. We don't need more of those.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
But yeah, you can see, I mean, they attack you with like 8-ish destroyers. Like, you need a substantial amount of anti-air for that. And again, Hippogriffs that don't have women riding them are not that good, in my opinion. But I understand the benefit to, you know, having mounted Hippogriffs and then dismounting to get the, you know, the extra DPS. I get that. Again, that's a lot of extra bandwidth that players are not accustomed to. Again, it's a cool idea, but to suddenly be like, oh, you should start doing this thing that is actually way more APM intensive than you're typically used to is that's a big ask.
Make it fast.
Okay, there you go. Move on up. Chimera's coming up. We're going to get a few more Hippogriff Riders, then we're going to go... So yeah, anyway, the Fountain of Healing is 2% of your max health per second, right? So the more health you have, the more you're going to heal per tick. Whereas I think the field is flat damage, which is why, again, you want to have higher health stuff. Because it would be silly if the field worked differently, where it was like, oh, by the way, it does more damage the more health you have. You'd be like, okay, well then why am I making high health stuff? You know? Okay, I'm thinking this is probably enough. Let's go ahead and move on in.
Standing guard.
I think with our heroes especially. Oh, and also maybe let's go and get those tomes really fast before I forget. They're like back here. Excuse me? Okay, never mind. We're going back. Kel'Thuzad, let's go and get your stupid,
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
your stupid things. Wait. Do those respond to me attacking with air units? I think so. Is that like an anti-cheese mechanism that is now causing me like a world of hurt just because I wanted to play like normal, but it's like, oh no, if we detect Chimera going around the map, we're gonna come and get you, because that's the impression that I get there. At the very least, these ladies can out-heal the field.
I'm here to help.
I'm curious if we moved up, if...
My talents are yours.
What would happen?
Yes, right away.
We really just have to snipe him, right? How much health do these have? 1,000. Okay, that's pretty substantial.
The night is my strength.
Okay, let's just quick save and go for it. I think we should be able to do this. That's a lot of gargoyles. Man. Chimera, go ahead and target him. It feels like a defense mechanism, doesn't it?
Is there something?
I think at this rate we'll be able to snipe him. You know, he's going to keep putting us to sleep, which is a challenge, but we will keep Fan of Nizing and Mana Burning him, and that should get him. And I think we got most everything there is to find on this map, at least, too. I didn't really do that item management I talked about.
It pains me to even look at you, Arthas.
I'll be happy to end your torment, old man. I told you that your magics could not stop me. The spellbook is all yours, Warden. Let's take it and leave before the Dreadlords amass for their final attack.
Indeed. I will begin summoning Lord Archimond at sunset.
All right. I don't think there's an interlude. I made it through this, but you know, I talk a little bit about this map is just sort of feedback for the map balance, and you know, maybe add some tips and tricks for all prospective map makers, because this map has a lot of really cool individual things. Like those gargoyle towers are pretty neat, but I'm not sure if they need to be in here. The challenge for the player increases substantially compared to what they're replacing. It's kind of the same with needing to, I mean, again, needing to is a strong term because I never did it, but needing to dismount hippogriffs to get the dual anti-air damage. Again, that's a really cool and powerful strategy, but the expectation on the player is dramatically higher compared to, oh, I have auto-castable web on my Crypt Fiends, you know? I think Zaytanth definitely takes it upon themselves here to remind the player that there are a lot of strategies that you never used in the base game, and like provides the opportunity to use them. And I think that is very, very cool. I do think that this map is a bit overtuned in the sense of like, well, you better use those, otherwise, you know, good luck. Keep in mind, I did okay here, but I had already tried this map. Like, having the map knowledge substantially made this map easier because, again, I knew to expect a certain number of air units. I knew to expect from what direction. I knew what composition to make to snipe the Dreadlords in certain locations, right? And you're on one gold mine at the beginning of the map. So the expectation that you should transition from a ground army to a flyer army to snipe the second one to not a flyer army to snipe the third one because there's an anti-cheese mechanism in there. I don't know if the original map had anti-cheese like that. Did it spawn like a bunch of Griffin Riders to kill you if you tried to mass Frostworms? Maybe. I don't actually know. If that was in the original, I don't like it, and I don't think it needs to be in this either. If the player can afford to make mass quote, capital ships, what have you, whatever you'd consider the term to be in Warcraft 3, then they deserve to win. Otherwise, you should have made an enemy that could stop them and kill them before they got to that point. That's my personal opinion. Also, again, he's surrounded by these towers that spawn invincible gargoyles. Again, cool concept, but when you put all of these things together, and then you add on the unnecessary Crypt Fiend burrow, and do we have detection? Do we have a Fairy Fire, I guess? I guess Fairy Fire. So again, the expectation that the player needs to use Fairy Fire if they didn't buy a Gem of True Sight. So, again, I think it's kind of a reasonable ask because I bought the Gem of True Sight. I think it's reasonable, but does feel maybe trending a little bit towards close to the line. I'm not sure the right term I'm looking for here. But requiring the player to do something that specific just to remove what is basically a minor annoyance seems maybe a little too much, in my opinion. But I would stress that what this campaign does, and this one does it better than the first two campaigns I played, is just really establish these unique factions. They're swapped, but in ways that you don't expect, and I like how the unit unlocks happen in a weird order. I like how that we are encouraged to try units that we generally wouldn't have in the original campaigns, like normal hippogriffs, I guess is a good example, but I just don't think normal hippogriffs do enough DPS to justify their usage. They are relatively cheap and they only cost 2 supply, but again, that's 2 supply opportunity cost that is something that can only attack one specific type of unit, and once those specific types of units are off the field, that unit is now worthless. But then you have to get a little more creative with mounting and dismounting the hit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we're looping, okay? I'm not going to loop, but basically my point is this map does feel out of place compared to the previous ones. Stromgarde Duty was definitely a little harder. Like, the difficulty definitely ramped up. I think Into the Realm Skeletal was abnormally hard, too. The difficulty is just sort of all over the place. This is something that we saw in Synergy's race swaps, too. I think with these race swaps, it's very difficult to have a nice natural difficulty curve. I guess when you're completely revamping the enemy faction, you do have a little more fine-tuned control on that front, so it'd be nice to see that utilized. All right, onto the Shadowed Sky next time. I'm a little worried, but we'll give it our best shot. See you then. Bye-bye.